So I think our technology program does a good job of letting students get interested in lots of different topics. But those transferable skills are the things that are always missing when we talk to employers. Like, how do you get to communication, leadership skills, teamwork skills, group skills? How do you build those within students? And I think there wasn't a course that was really addressing that in any way. So students could, focus on coding and be really good coders, but then when they get into work in the workforce, they're dealing with teams all the time. They're dealing with people. They're leading teams at some point, and those are skills that we never taught them. So it was probably 2010 when I started realizing that those are skills we really have to start focusing and honing on. We started offering the leadership class, and we've offered it every semester since then. I think that some things haven't changed, right? Invariably, most students are afraid of public speaking. Across the board, 10, 13 years of teaching the class, nobody wants to get up in the front of the room and talk. There are a few exceptions, but most of the time, that's like the hardest barrier to get past. I think students are coming in better prepared from the tech perspective. So I could go back 10, 15 years and students would finish high school, then learn about a technology degree, then learn coding and learn it. Now they're coming out of school with dual enrollment. They already have certifications, some of them. They already have their associate's degree. So on the technology side, they are picking up those skills much earlier. What they're not doing more is the public speaking, the communication, the teamwork, those kinds of things. They're doing a lot of that on their own. But I think those are the skills we need to spend more time developing. So I think that's where you still see the gap in working on those transferable skills that I think are where we need, and even the problem solving, the critical thinking, those are things that way I think we need to spend more time that you're not seeing it. And I think this is not just in tech. I see it across all majors. They come better prepared from the education side. They can figure, Google, YouTube, whatever. They can learn on their own way ahead of what teachers are teaching them in school. It's the other piece of, now how do I work on my team and get people to work together to problem solve and come up with a consensus? That's the skill we're not teaching them, and that's where I think there's still a role for us to do within university settings. I think FSU students definitely come in motivated. Like, all students come in motivated, but I think a lot of them learn at their own pace. And I think that's the thing you'll see with them is if they're excited about something, they'll go figure it out. They'll learn at their own pace. They've come in with skills. Like, a lot of them, believe it or not, aren't coming into the technology field like out of a different major. They have been doing it in different ways. They took a class in high school. They learned on their own. They figured something out for themselves. Now it's how do you build on that as we go forward. So I think a lot of them do come in with some really good tech skills. It's now how do you change that and push them in a certain direction that's going to get them motivated or excited about going down their career path, right? So whether it's, I built a couple of websites and maybe I want to be a web designer, UI, UX. So how do I get you down that path that you're already excited about or that you came up with skills? So they do come in with a lot of skills. It's just a matter of channeling that in the right direction to a career path that then is lucrative for them. So when we first started doing technology coding 30 years ago, and people started getting into degrees in coding and working computers, a lot of it was large cubicle farms, a lot of people coding in front of machines, working individually, right? And I think the field has changed from individual work to more group-oriented work. So where people are working in teams, solving things in teams, working in larger organizations. So you think of the code that runs Microsoft, right? If you think of the operating system, it's millions and millions of lines of code. It's not one person doing it. It's hundreds of thousands of people coding. So in order to maintain that, keep it updated, you need people communicating and working together. And I think that the whole idea of building those transferable skills, the project management, the communication, the leadership, that has kind of evolved into the role of technology. So I think you'll see a lot of people in entry-level jobs do 90% coding, but then within a couple of years, they're all moved away from that coding part to doing other things related to the job. I think our technology program is really good. I think our leadership component of it is great. I think students need to learn on their own, come prepared, but take advantage of all the resources. Use the Career Center, use professors, develop mentor networks. There are a lot of things you can do to help yourself get to a better place, right? So find the resources out there, look for them, get involved, get engaged in student organizations, get the full experience of college. It's not always in the classroom. There are other ways. Learn how to serve others, learn how to build pathways for yourself, learn how to help the next generation. Get involved in everything it has to offer. You've got 4 years on a campus, just engage in everything and have fun doing it.
Great. Thank you.